Hey y'all, it's the Calm Corner Show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Hey Soul Family, back again. I'm Erica, your favorite Astro homegirl, and this one, guys, is gonna be on. I don't know if it's safe to say to call her the new villain of Hollywood. I don't know, but this gonna be on Miss Sydney Sweeney. And we gonna touch on to a lot of people because Sydney has some things going on. So Sydney Sweeney with Scooter Braun. We're gonna tap into Zendaya's energy because they say that the girls aren't getting along, honey. That's just, allegedly the words that's out there on the streets, okay? And I think it's in regards to, you gotta keep me up to speed. I'm doing the best I can, which is it Tom Holland is who they might have got into it with on one of the sets that they recorded on. I don't know if it's Euphoria or not. Also, the man Glenn Powell, Sydney Sweeney's ex-boyfriend. I said I knew I had to remember. So we're gonna tap into all that energy and just see what's going on. This the holidays. I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday with you and your family. And I just want to make sure that I'm here to add to that, okay? So welcome back, my manners, for all of you guys that's been riding with me. And welcome to all of you guys that are new here. And for my newbies, I always get into a little bit of the astrology first before we get down to business and get into the people. It helps me better understand who we're talking about, who we're dealing with, person, place, or thing, okay? So let's get into it. So Miss Sweeney, honey, the quote-unquote, I think, new villains of Hollywood, her and Mr. Scooter Braun. So from my understanding, let me catch y'all up, and I'll make sure that I'll try to pull up some little clips for you guys. Like I said, this is new to me, so I'm trying to figure it out, so don't laugh at me. So Sydney looks like she offended people by first attending this Jeff Bezos wedding, okay? And I guess, the people, fans didn't care for that too much. She met Scooter Braun at this actual wedding, okay? Also, I think she pissed Zendaya off with, I don't know if Zendaya's current boyfriend is Tom Holland now. I guess we can Google it, but I want to say, from what I'm understanding, that Sydney Sweeney was inappropriate or allegedly inappropriate, and Zendaya wasn't feeling it. The girls can't get along. So I don't know if that's the root, but hey, that's what they say a little bit of it is, okay? Also, Glenn Powell, Sydney Sweeney, was caught in the car with him recently. And then, they kind of debunked that because her and Scooter Braun, I guess, spent Thanksgiving holiday together, and I think they showed that like on TMZ or something like that, okay? So this is what I know so far. So don't laugh at me, y'all. I'm trying to, get caught up on what's going on. So we're going to get into the messages and get into the energy, okay? So let's see what's up with Sydney Sweeney. She is... Okay, so she's from Spokane, Washington, but y'all know her as Sydney. Okay, so she's a September 12th Virgo. And y'all know her as an American actress. She on the Netflix series, Handmaid's Tale, Euphoria, all the things. And I want to say that she even has some movies that are in the box office right now, if I'm not mistaken, okay? So, Miss Sweeney, Sun in Virgo, wow. In its house of home, dead in the 6th house where it is, that is what it rules. She has her, looks like her North Node is there, as well as her Mercury. Wow, let me tell you something. She a motherfucking handful. And we ain't, I mean, just the basis of her chart, Virgo through and through, and the Mercury and how she communicate, she's detailed, she's a planner, but she is a bitch. And I'm telling you, she probably could be real critical. She probably have to have things done and set a certain way. I'm telling you, I can already see it right here. Another thing too, her Aries house. Ooh, okay, so that's where her Saturn lies. And let me say that makes a lot of sense because it's in the 1st house in Aries. Aries is all about how you show up. And from my understanding, she also pissed people off with this jeans campaign about these blue jeans. And I guess, you know, it was something in a play on words on blue eyes, blonde hair. I guess they said it kind of looked like a MAGA vibe or something like that. So the energy was giving her being a supporter of the MAGA thing or not clearing it up. And it's, I guess what they were saying is that people felt the way, her fans felt the way. And I want to say there was another issue too that had something to do with like another type of product that she sold. But she's definitely created the controversy across the board with her. So I was like, okay, let's see what's really up with this girl. She has her, so basically when she show up, she can piss you off, basically. Her moon, it's in Capricorn. Oh, and it's in the 10th house. Say less. She has her Neptune there as well. That's the industry. You remember Capricorn is the career house. So it's a lot of power in that house for her. And she's doing what she's supposed to do because Neptune is the industry. She's an actress in her career and in her field. But I can tell you that she like money and power. And let's see what Scorpio. Oh, and her Venus is in Scorpio and her Mars is in Scorpio. Not only does she like money and power, baby, but she can do some things, okay? Allegedly. That's interesting. That's the secret house. So she a mess. She like the money, the power. And she's sneaky too. Wow. Okay. And her Uranus is in Aquarius and partnerships. Let's see. In this house of home. And her Jupiter is there too. That's interesting. So she could be a bit, she's definitely a rebel, definitely go against the grain. I'm sorry for the pause, but she can even have alternatives, like different ways of how she like to move in the bedroom, and then she got this Scorpio placement, so she a mess. I can tell you that out the gate. All right. You have Zendaya being a Virgo sun. Wow. So Sydney's is on the 12th. That's the same day as 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz, that's my fam. And and so Zendaya is on my sister Ebony's birthday at first. So she's a September 1st Virgo. Okay. So Zendaya is a Virgo. Ooh. Okay. She's a Virgo in the 8th house. Oh, these two don't get along. Not at all. Zendaya probably see her and be like, get this bitch the fuck off from around me. They probably don't even have a, the reason why I say that is because Zendaya is an Aquarius rising and Sydney's Saturn is in that house. So this is like, these two clash, right? Zendaya has her Mercury in Libra in the 9th house. So these two out the gate, and Chiron is there in her house, the wounded healer. Zendaya and Sydney could easily not align in what they, what their belief system is. Like, she may be this way and she this way. For example, if I'm not mistaken, Zendaya is like Democratic Party. Or girl is what they're saying is possibly a part of MAGA, right? So that's a clash out the gate. You see what I'm saying? So these two, they don't get along at all. And it's interesting. That's why I like to do this, because you can kind of see these things before you even get into the cards, and it makes more sense even when it tells the story of the cards, right? So Zendaya also has her Jupiter is in it's in Capricorn. That's interesting. And that's in that 12th house. So she's stiff on how she moves and her beliefs. And a house of open enemies. Capricorn. Boom. And Sydney Sweeney, 10th house work is 10th house, and her moon is in the 10th house of Capricorn. Hidden enemies. Baby, look at that. These two, no, and let me say it again. It's a no, okay? We ain't got to see nothing else. Zendaya's Mercury and how she communicates also with that Libra energy. She wants like justice and what's best. Her Venus is in Cancer, so that means she care about children and mothers, you know, out the gate. Sweet girl. And her Neptune is in Capricorn, the industry, you know, energy, but rose-colored glasses on certain things can possibly be naive in certain little instances, okay? Her rising is Aquarius. Okay, so let's see real quick what is her being okay, and her Mars when she take you know, so she cares about people in places, and you know, she care about children for sure. Zendaya, she a sweet girl. She got sweet energy in her chart. Okay, Glenn Powell, Sydney Sweeney's ex, he is an American actor as well, guys. And known to be on television series Screen Queens and a few other things, but y'all know who he is. And he's 1021, so he's a Libra sun, okay? So let me see what house Sydney Sweeney's Libra was in. 7th house. So these two match. They got a match going on, and that's why Libra is about partnerships, not just love partnerships, but your business partnerships. And I want to say that they were supposed to be business partners or something like that, especially when she came on the scene, right? Sydney Sweeney. So this makes sense already. And he has his Mercury there in Libra, okay? His Venus is in Virgo, and Sydney is a Virgo sun. It's definitely a match and a connection that these two have. The chart aligns. His Mars is in Aries, okay? So where he takes action is where she has challenges, Sydney. So they could kind of bump heads in certain things in that energy, right? How she shows up, how he shows up. His Jupiter is in Gemini, and that's communication, which he obviously does that well because he's an actor all over, you know, the big screen. His Uranus is in Sag, wow, and it's in that 9th house. And his Saturn challenges. Let's see what hers was again. Pluto. So they could end. And it could be how she felt, what she believed, how he felt, what he believed. And that might be the energy around what could cause a breakup for these guys, right? Her and Glenn Powell. And it looks like he's a moon in Pisces. So he's probably a good actor, for sure. In that 12th house, okay? Let's see what her Pisces house is. I'm just interested. Okay, so these two got a connection. Okay, so let's see Tom Holland, Zendaya's boyfriend. Or, I'm not sure. It could be current or maybe ex, but I know most recent. But I do know that this is who Sydney Sweeney pissed Zendaya off with. Okay, so he's a sun in Gemini and a moon in Sagittarius, with Zendaya being that Aquarius rising, that Aquemini energy. You know, so a really good connection and match between the two of them. And Tom Holland was also, you know, he played Spider-Man, Peter Parker, okay? And an actor, you guys know him. He's from London too, okay? And his Uranus is in Aquarius, so these two have a match. And his Neptune is in Capricorn, with Zendaya's Capricorn house. Ooh. So they can teach each other some things and really support one another, okay? if anything, these two could have maybe like, can run into challenges with schedules and, you know, maybe like sometimes, but it looks like it's an even balance when they can't agree to disagree, okay? And I don't know what conjuncts and all that kind of thing, but I can just look at the basis of it, and it looks very good, okay? His Jupiter is in Capricorn, and that's interesting in her 12th house, so they definitely have a great connection, even if they're not together, you know? Let's see. And his Venus is in Gemini, hers is in let's see. Cancer, yeah. They rock. Last but not least, the other villain of the other half of Miss Sydney Sweeney, Mr. Scooter Braun. And y'all know Scooter is, you know, especially I think he pissed off the Swifties, you know, allegedly not doing the best business with Taylor Swift, right? Then Justin Bieber, he done represented Kanye West and all of them. And then I think he got a K-pop group, him and another business partner child. So he a handful of Mr. Scooter Braun. And I think he was either recently married and maybe now just divorced. I'm not sure of all the whole thing, but we gonna get into it when we get into them cards, okay? So he's a Gemini sun, okay? But his moon is in Capricorn, and so is Sydney's. That's interesting. So these two connect, okay? And I'm gonna say something. Capricorn represents older structure. So they like, how is she with this man? It's an age gap. Well, it makes sense. Because Capricorn does represent an older man. And you can see it right here in her chart. And I think Glenn Powell is older than her as well. And they met each other, you know, at a wedding. You know, really kind of like through work and like that. So we can see it here in the chart. He's a Gemini in his house or home. So that explains his success with communication and representing these most amazing, famous celebrities, okay, that he's had the chance to do business with. Now, his Mercury's in Cancer, his Venus is in Cancer, and girls' placements are in Scorpio. That's a strong connection, okay? So they communicate very well with each other, too. Their moons match. His Mars is in Gemini, and that's where he takes action. Let's see what Sydney's Mars was. Hers was in Scorpio, yeah. They got a nice little heated little connection. That makes sense. So his Saturn is in Libra. So these two can, and it's funny because he's older and her Libra house is, you know, that house. They can either, as you know, go the distance or experience challenges through the partnership, okay? But with his Pluto being there, and that's where, it's like transformations. It's like at some point these two could possibly end, because even just looking at their placements in the chart, right? Chiron, Taurus. Let's see where it's at in his chart. So, wounds in the money house. So he could be up, then they say he don't have the best, allegedly best business practices. So we can kind of see that too with that Chiron in there, right? And Uranus is in Scorpio. That's the shakeup. So this could be a relationship that it can go for a little while and then it may come to an end. It seems like Sydney Sweeney got a better connection with the ex-boyfriend, Glenn Powell. I'm just saying as far as the chart goes. We didn't do the cards, okay? So not going to hold y'all any longer. I will try to pull a few clips of, you know, things and what has went on and vice versa. But let's get into the messages and see what's up with Miss Sweeney, the new villain of Hollywood, I guess, or the villains in Scooter Braun and all of them, okay? So let's get into it, so family. Hey, so family, so this is, of course, clips that I pulled on Sydney Sweeney. And you know what's funny? I pulled these clips after I did the reading, and it's like a lot of the reading was valid with a lot of things, I guess, that maybe she's experienced this year, and also what she may possibly experience in the next, new season coming up this new year, 2026, okay? So I just pulled a few clips about, in general on her career and her relationships. So I thought both of them were pretty cool. So shout out to American Eagle, because we had to pull the ad that, shook the table. And then, of course, it's shout out to at Patty Pop Culture and at Spiel Sesh. So let's get into it. A few clips and the reading begins.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
You see what I did there, right?
Sydney Sweeney is having the worst week in recorded history, from Zendaya refusing to do press with her for Euphoria Season 3, 3 of her movies absolutely flopping at the box office, getting in a messy public fight with her ex-fiancé the same week she's seen kissing Scooter Braun in the park. It's a mess. Here's everything you need to know, plus Sydney's response to all of it. According to media outlets, Zendaya is refusing to take a seat next to Sydney Sweeney during any promotional event or press interview for the upcoming season of Euphoria. An alleged source close to them says that Zendaya is upset by Sydney's political affiliations, including being outed as a Republican in 2024, even though they grew up together on the show. Zendaya is apparently smart enough to know that just being seated next to her can read as Zendaya excusing Sydney's recent actions. There's rumors online that Zendaya is even upset about old tweets Sydney has liked about Tom Holland, saying that he's fine and attractive and she wants him. It's just for the best that they stay away. Can we blame Zendaya? Because when Sydney had the chance to apologize for the American Eagle jeans video, she really disdainly refused to take any accountability. Sydney's also getting ridiculed online because she's apparently the actor with the most flops at the box office this year, with her movie Christie only making $1.3 million at the box office, even though it had a $15 million budget. And with the fact that it was released in over 2,000 theaters means it is the 9th worst performing movie ever with a big theatrical release. Despite the movie that she was hyping up for years being a flop, Sydney said that she's still proud of this movie because we don't just make art for numbers, we make it for impact, and Christie has been one of the most impactful projects of my life. And I think we can all agree with that, but then Ruby Rose came out and said that Sydney Sweeney ruined the Christy Martin movie because Ruby was going to be in the original one until Sydney got her hands on it, changed the script, and ruined it. She said for Sydney Sweeney to talk about how she just did this movie for the people and doesn't care that it flopped, you ruined the film, period. Christy deserves better. Sydney's movie Americana that came out recently also grossed under $500,000 against a budget of $9 million. Her third movie released, Eden, also only made $2.5 million against a $55 million budget. Another messy thing to happen this week is Sydney was seen with her ex-fiancé, Jonathan Davino, having a fight publicly that TMZ then recorded. They broke up in March 2025, so I don't know why they were together. According to TMZ, Sydney was heard screaming, "I don't believe you. Leave me alone. Please leave," to Jonathan. I mean, this is the same week she was seen kissing Scooter Braun on a rock, holding hands on dates. They're really on their love affair. And why am I like, oh, this is so cute? And then I remember what Scooter Braun did. Now Sydney can never be in a Taylor Swift video.
You guys, we have got to talk about Sydney Sweeney because she has found herself in more controversy because it has come out that she is dating Scooter Braun, who is not very well liked by the public. We're going to get into everything that is currently being said about her and all the scandals because truly every single day, I feel like it just gets worse for her. When I say that she cannot catch a break lately, I mean it. And I don't know what she's doing, you guys, because I just feel like she keeps doing it to herself. It feels like every move she's made in the last few months has been met with confusion, backlash, and let's be honest, a lot of disappointment from the public. We've gone from the brand campaigns gone wrong to her social circle choices, her soap going viral, and now she's dating Scooter Braun. Yeah, it's been a lot. Honestly, I feel like people really started looking at her sideways when she released her bathwater soap. Sydney teamed up with the men's body care brand Dr. Squatch to release a limited edition bar called Sydney's Bathwater Bliss. What makes it stand out? It supposedly contained actual droplets of her used bathwater. The bar launched on June 6th of this year with only 5,000 units available, and Sydney said that fans kept joking about wanting her bathwater, and she thought, why not just lean into it with this playful little product? In GQ, she framed it as fun, self-aware, and a way to engage with her audience while encouraging better men's grooming habits. Those online called it a gimmicky move, with some criticizing the concept as pandering to male sexualization of female celebrities. After the sale of the soap, she was caught in another eyebrow-raising move by attending Jeff Bezos' wedding, a wedding in which tons were protesting. Multiple outlets, including Page Six, reported that Sydney wasn't personally close to Jeff Bezos or Lauren Sanchez. Instead, she attended because she's linked to a forthcoming Amazon MGM Studios project, a film adaptation of the video game Split Fiction that she may star in and produce. Vanity Fair said something similar, saying that she came to pay respects to the boss, just like in the old days of Hollywood. I also heard that she was potentially maybe coming out with a lingerie line that he was linked to, maybe being a partial investor in. So I don't know what the deal is there, but something related to business had her in attendance at this wedding. But people were ultimately calling her out for being in a room full of people that the internet doesn't love, feeling like she was once their relatable Euphoria star, and now she's in a room with billionaires that are the face of wealth excess. And almost like they were thinking, we thought you were one of us who made it and one of the good guys. So to see her supporting someone like Bezos, it just was changing how people viewed her a bit. For a while there, she had this cool girl energy, this I work on cars, I'm not like the other girls in Hollywood type of vibe, but it felt like that image was fading. And then came the whole American Eagle ad, which of course has not stopped getting talked about in the headlines. This completely changed things for her. When American Eagle announced Sydney Sweeney as the face of their latest campaign, it was supposed to be a huge win. Sydney is one of the biggest names in Hollywood right now, adored by her roles in Euphoria and Anyone But You. The campaign itself launched with the tagline, Sydney Sweeney has great genes, seemingly a play on words, jeans and also jeans, her looks. And at first it did what any brand hopes for, people were talking, but the attention quickly shifted from playful to problematic. The play on jeans and jeans, paired with Sydney's blonde hair and blue-eyed image, sparked accusations that the campaign carried undertones of eugenics and racial supremacy. Critics argued that whether intentional or not, the phrasing felt like a callback to outdated and dangerous ideas about what good genes really are. This wasn't helped by the styling of the ad, which many said was reminiscent of the controversial Calvin Klein campaign from the 80s with Brooke Shields. And as the backlash picked up online, the ad became politicized. American Eagle spoke out and they insisted that the whole point of the campaign was to celebrate individuality, self-expression, and not genetics. And it was only ever about the genes. But the damage was already done, and people have boycotted her new movie as a result of not wanting to support her after having been a part of the campaign. And before the situation could even simmer down, it has been made public that Sydney Sweeney is seeing someone new, you guys. And if you haven't heard, Sydney Sweeney is reportedly dating the one and only Scooter Braun. Yes, the Scooter Braun, the same Scooter who had a huge falling out with Taylor Swift, is considered one of the most hated figures in the music industry and who recently lost a bunch of his biggest clients like Ariana Grande, Demi Lovato, and Justin Bieber, which also played a big factor into people not liking him because they were like, these are some of his biggest clients, people that have been working with him since day one, and if they are not working with him anymore, it's just not looking too good for him. It honestly felt like over the years, Scooter really had lost it all. Like after the entire Taylor Swift deal, people were just looking at him so negatively. And then he got a divorce and it was coming out that he was really prioritizing his work and not his wife and his 3 kids. And he's just not got the best reputation. He's been painted as manipulative, power-hungry, and a classic Hollywood opportunist. So when rumors broke that Sydney and Scooter were dating, the internet, of course, lost it. Fans were like, out of all the men in the world, it had to be him. And this wasn't just speculation. There have been paparazzi shots, insider reports, seemingly confirming it. TMZ said, our sources tell us Scooter and Sydney have been seeing each other and been on multiple dates, although we're told it's casual. And apparently, it all goes back to the Bezos wedding. Page Six wrote, Scooter Braun was obsessed with Sydney Sweeney after getting to know her at the Bezos wedding in June, Page Six is told. Sources say that the divisive music mogul, 44, has been pursuing the Euphoria actress, 27, ever since. So her attending that wedding, I mean, not only did it get her backlash the first time around because people just did not like that she was supporting Jeff Bezos in any capacity, but now it is the reason why she has ended up with Scooter Braun. So everyone's just like, Sydney, what are we doing here? Now, in March of this year, she did quietly end her nearly 7-year relationship and engagement to Jonathan Davino. He's also her business partner. Like, they co-founded a production company together, and several of the movies that she has starred in and made have been produced by this production company. So I don't know how that's all working. She did an interview recently where they did bring this up and she didn't want to talk about it, but I don't know, that's kind of messy. And I just wonder how that works out. Like, are they going to their lawyers? Is she getting the company? Are they still gonna have to work together? I just always wonder when people work that closely with their partners or they're owning companies together, how things go. Something about it freaks me out. Like how Alex Cooper founded Unwell with her husband, Matt. Like, love that they are just conquering all of Hollywood, it seems, trying to do reality shows and giving all of these people podcasts and just taking over SiriusXM. But something about like being that closely aligned with your partner and like that locked in like business wise, I love it. But no, because then I look at the Sydney Sweeney situation and I'm like, what does she do now? She has to work with him forever? I just wouldn't want to be in a mess. But anyway, people have been shipping her with Glenn Powell for years, but now we got Scooter Braun, and this is a completely different shift for how people are viewing Sydney, because whether fair or not, who you date in Hollywood can really affect public perception. On social media, people are seriously side-eyeing why Sydney would attach herself to someone like Scooter with his messy history, especially when she's already been dealing with drama from the American Eagle ad. But maybe that's what's bringing them together right now. Maybe they're going to dinner and he's like, I'm canceled by the internet. And she's like, I'm canceled by the internet. And they're like bonding. I don't know, because they have to have something in common because they are not close in age at all. Which is another factor. That big age gap is definitely a reason why people are like, Sydney, what are we doing?
For me, it's...
Hey, soul family. Okay, guys. So this is the cards on Sydney Sweeney. So I'm not familiar with her, but I know a few of y'all said y'all want to see. So let's see what's up with her. Like I was saying, so these are her cards. And I guess the best thing to do, as always, is we're going to get into her current energy right now. Like what's going on. And then we'll go from there, okay? So I had already cleared the cards too, guys, so, and did the bill. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Hope y'all doing good. I'm definitely gonna use these. So let me set these over here. Really, we can use all of them. So let's sit them right here for a second. There we go. I had them all stacked up. Let me see. All right. So, let's see what's up with Miss Sydney Sweeney and her current energy. I think she has a movie out, I think in theaters, I think, like right now. Sydney Sweeney. All right, let's do it. Oh, they came out in a conglomerate. Okay, so we'll slide these over here. Okay. This is just the Sweeney Sweeney. Sweeney. Okay, she got some messages, don't she? Let's see. Okay, let's see. Extra messages. See, this one is. See, this one. There you go. Okay. Interesting. Let's unpack. Okay, I'm gonna leave that over there because that's an interesting focal point card, and she got quite a few messages. So let's see what's going on with her. Oh. Okay. Let me pull this down so I can turn it on. Oh. Okay. Okay. She got a lot of aces on the table. That's interesting. Oh. Okay, so let's unpack. Give me, excuse me if it take me a second. I'm just kind of, she got an interesting set of cards, so I'm just drawing in the messages. And it's automatically interesting just even in the beginning of her messages, the focal point card, the start of it, right? And this is like her current, past, current energy, which is the sun in reverse. Something about it, this is the reason why I'm, give me a second, y'all, because it's more than one message. It's not just the one message here, right? Even in her personal energy, she's in kind of like a down energy phase, right? It's like she's going through some type of, a life cycle, maybe, lessons and things like that. The sun shines light on things, right? And in reverse, this is the energy of just, it can be depression. It can also just be critical energy, negativity, that type of energy right now. And this is also maybe an energy of how the public or fans or, the world views her in a sense, because it's, light, sun shines the light, a star, which we know she's the Hollywood star, right? And it's just an energy of, like I said, she comes in as the villain as we begin. We ain't even got started yet, right? She has some ways about her. That's a fact. It's in the messages. The next card that she has is the Ace of Cups, right? So not only do she's created some energy and situations for herself that have, a percentage of, some people feeling like, you're not such a good person. Also, it's attached to love. The Ace of Cups is here. And it's in the upright, right? with the sun in reverse, people looking at it like, ooh, and you decide to go mess with him. Remember, it was the energy too that I read on well, you know, and even hearing about when I just try to do a little research on her, that she went to Bezos' wedding and people did not like that. Well, it's in the messages here, right? But this is where she also supposedly met the man she's dating now, which is her current boyfriend, Scooter Braun. So it's here in the messages. And her and what she's attached to relationship-wise also has people in a side-eye vibe, right? I want to say that I think he's divorced. I'm not sure. I don't know the whole backstory on him. But this is the Two of Cups in reverse, right? I'm going to even say just in the community, like where they in Hollywood, this could represent some relationships or certain people that she may have rubbed the wrong way. It's more than one message to this Two of Cups, right? Because we were automatically going to the energy of her current, you know, boyfriend, Scooter Braun, right? And let me say this, no, every day ain't easy. So this may be an energy where love is here, but it's still some form of the love is here. With this being in reverse in regards to this energy, I wouldn't necessarily go as far as saying that they're separated, right? But this could also be, again, you both being looked at in a certain way, right? It's an unconventional, you know, not norm relationship. I think based on her personality and who she is, maybe this is not what people would want for her, so to speak, right? Because the sun is here. But also, you know, a few different situations where she obviously done got, you know, she got different situations with different people where it can be an energy where she, you know, it's some form of a disconnect, a disagreement with them, or, you know, you may have rubbed them the wrong way, right? This also can represent her project, that Sun card, the movie. And I was reading about it, and I want to say that people said that it wasn't, you know, like, I don't know what's the word when you say box office hit, or maybe it didn't do so well. So this does represent a cycle in her life now where she is doing the work, she's doing her projects, but it's like it's not working out good. You know, I'm not going to say failure, but just not as successful, right? You got the Eight of Swords here in her energy. And this is an energy where, and it's interesting that these two cards are like right up under each other, which is the Sun card, which is that negativity, that critical energy, you know. And I don't think ignorance is a good word, but maybe your values, you know, are unlikely for others, but what you feel and what you go with is, you know, kind of like rogue, but at the same time, on the other half, you get what I'm saying? People don't view it the same. They don't like it. She also has this energy of I'm the victim, you know, a me energy, right? An energy of placing blame on someone else for projects that maybe didn't work out. Love is here. So new beginnings are here, right? This is the romance. And again, I wouldn't get separation. I just would get, they looked at as villains, right? So this is them being in love with the bad guy, so to speak, right? The Five of Cups is here, right? That's deep because that's grief. You know, and even if it's not a physical death, this could be disappointment and just the energy, like I said, it's a very depression energy in regards to her creative projects. That maybe whatever she's been doing hasn't been as successful as maybe she's used to, right? And the messages back it up. Look, guys, the Ace of Wands. This is the movie. This is the project that she's been working on. They haven't been that successful, right? And the funny thing is, she's a diva, you know. So it's the energy of it's everyone else's fault why I'm not successful right now, right? You got the Knight of Cups. Look, the relationship is here, right? But that Knight of Cups is in reverse. Something in these messages with her and Scooter Braun where, because he coming up as the Knight of Cups, right? So this is a man who gives, you know, probably was, from the moment he met her, he probably was like, yes. You get what I'm saying? But when you have the Knight of Cups in reverse, this is the energy of, you know, doing other things, right? Look, mind games, playing games. And then the next card is the Eight of Cups. And that's a card of, you know, moving forward. It's like she in an energy where she's in a true search, guys. I'm sorry, I dropped the phone. I mean the card. She's in a true energy. That's why I'm pausing. It's several messages. It's a lot of different messages in these cards, right? This is about, I don't know if she's going through a Saturn return. We would have to actually pull her chart, right? But I think it's a placement of Saturn, and I guess it's even safe to say that because we in Capricorn season, right? So a lot of messages in her cards, guys, are about tough lessons. Learning lessons that got to do with relationships. Because look, that Two of Cups is in reverse, right? And I'm going to say something too. You know, I did read that she got caught. Or I don't know if that's the word, caught. But you know how when you read the press or whatnot. And reading the press, it was an energy of her and her ex, Glenn Powell. And they said they were in Hollywood and they spotted her in a car with him, right? It's giving her energy too that even though she in this relationship with Scooter Braun, which we gonna pull their cards, we're gonna pull his, we're gonna pull hers. But I can tell you it's some other things going on that even if she in this relationship with this man, so either he, you know, got something else going on or she got other things going on. Because this is also about being untrustworthy, right? When that Knight of Cups is in reverse. And allegedly, this is the energy of, you know, doing what you got to do to get to these pinnacles, to get to these projects. She got 3 aces on the table. This one is in the upright, right? Look, that's new projects ahead. So the unsuccessful projects that she has or been dealing with, you know, in her career, she's in a place eventually right now. It's like a form of, you know, grief, and I wouldn't say grief, but just depression or, you know, like, okay, what am I going to do? You know, and really in her feelings, there's a lot of cups on the table, right? So even if she may come out with a tough exterior, I don't know her demeanor, but I could imagine on some level she is, being that Virgo sun and in the house is real critical energy, right? So she can be overly critical of herself as well. That's in the messages. But she is ready to change the energy of what hasn't been working. And she's definitely in a cycle of like I guess you can kind of say in a sense with 5 of Cups here, 8 of Swords, maybe like a dark night of the soul. You know, even in this relationship, maybe it's some real hard truths that are, you know, coming out, and it's giving her a time to just kind of go within. And, you know, again, it's kind of like you soul searching, but you coming up with the much needed messages for you to make changes going forward. And when you do that, and when she finally hit that release button, which is this 8 of Cups right here, she gets to that Ace of Pentacles. The newer projects ahead of her look successful in 2026. So this was 2025, right? All the different situations. She's a creator. Look at the focal point of the cards. You got the Magician right here, right? And I don't want to go too much into it because I haven't pulled each, you know, her cards, Scooter Braun cards, and all of the things. But if this was in reverse, this is the trickster, right? But this is in an upright. And make no mistake, whatever it is that has been unsuccessful, remember I said, based on the energy of these cards, she has to go through this in order to move forward, to get to this new. Because, you know, 8 of Cups, you leaving and headed to new. Ace of Pentacles is the new. So she's going to be really manifesting, you know, her goals, you know, what she wants to see come forth for her life in her career. Because, you know, Magician, you pulling it from all 4 corners of the earth, north, south, east, west, right? So she has the ability to create, which is a natural birthright of hers anyway, being a Virgo sun. Remember, Virgo in the zodiac is the maiden, guys, the witch, earth energy, drawing that energy from the ground, right? So she can bring forth more earth energy, money, resources, right? She has, you know, that's how I said in her messages, it's funny. We're going to go into the next deck too, right? To back it up. This is interesting to see, right? But I want to add that I always pull from the top of the deck, from the middle to, you know, to like, and even when I get in the end. And remember, I said a lot of different messages in her cards. And also, she had that 4 of Wands, that celebration. Remember, today's, you know, next few days is Christmas Eve. And she will be celebrating. And she'll be happy in that energy space. But this also represents going forward after, you know, seeing those new opportunities. She's really going to be, you know, her goal is to create solid opportunities. Home, right? And that Queen of Wands, I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I just cleaned my last appointment today. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that, soul family. No, I gotta get them lashes done. So, what I was saying was, it's a Queen of Wands also in the energy, right? And this could also be when she does, you know, right now we in a holiday time. And I'm taking it because it's coming out for a lot of people, which lets you know that we are in the energy of the holidays, you know, Christmas, New Year. So someone may come forward in that time frame too that will be able to bless her, you know, an energy of like a creative project that will be something that will be very blessed for her and successful. So she'll bring in the new, you know, as she's going through these energies of, you know, almost like how you will look back like a Scrooge's past, like in the Christmas movies. And it's like Scrooge show you, okay, the way you did that campaign, that didn't work. You get what I'm saying? This is what these messages represent, especially with that Two of Cups over there in reverse. That's different relationships. They said she had an issue with Zendaya. To me, Zendaya would come up as, of course, the Queen of Pentacles. But she gives me more energy of the Queen of Wands energy, right? And so that could also represent, two, in an instance, people she's rubbed the wrong way. She's going through the reflection. She's, you know, and looking back at it all and saying, well, wow, growth in that energy. And the reason why I say that is because, look at this. That was the Four of Wands that was right beside that Queen of Wands. Remember when, before I put it on pause? Right? So she'll move forward more successfully and may even have, you know, a form of aid, help, you know, divine coming in with, you know, like I said, somebody could, this woman could say, hey, I got a project that I think will be really great for you going forward. That's the energy, right? You have the Four of Cups and the Hermit here. Again, dark Night of the Soul energy, you know, wanting to course correct. See how she like, well, what are all of the things that I did wrong? Right? And then you got that one cup sitting there in front of you and you overlooking what it is that you did wrong. So she's like, she's thinking. She's in a place, this is her energy, Virgo energy, the Hermit. She's in a place of, like I said, going through that energy of enlightenment, you know, looking at everything she did wrong and figuring another way to do things better. And, you know, where you went wrong, I could say right your wrongs, but you learn lessons and you move forward and you do better and you move forward with action, because you got a lot of wands there, Four of Wands, Queen of Wands, all of those things, right? So Miss Sydney Sweeney is in lessons right now. And I guess it could even be even more safe to say that because we just closed out of Sagittarius and we are in Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And happy birthday, happy solar return to my Cappies, y'all. Happy birthday, y'all. You Christmas babies or holiday babies rather. But it's ruled by Saturn. And Saturn brings blessings. Saturn rewards huge. But you got to do the work, right? You got to create the plan in place. You got to make the changes. You got to course correct. So when you do make the changes, the necessary changes, because one thing about Saturn, if you don't get it together, then it's just like, you know, your father, you going to get whooped, right? So this is the energy where she like, you know what? 2026, it's like she like everything that ain't been working, she working on going through enlightenment. Even in the way she communicate, we'll see change in 2026. So let's ask, you know, again, we already got the energy, but and we'll ask about her and Scooter Braun, but this will be what's to come, you know, in the energy now. So let's ask. All right, let's get into it. Sydney Sweeney. Hey, Scooter Braun, he already got like a whole thing. I think the Swifties done careful of him. I know he managed Justin Bieber, and I do know he managed Kanye too. I remember that. But I know, like, I guess he supposedly be having, like, shady business practices, you know? Sydney Sweeney. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. I'm just talking. quite a few. You know what? I'm gonna take it, but I'm gonna still ask. It's because of the way it popped, and it wanted to come out as well. So I add Sydney. There they go. She got a few. So she got a lot of messages. That's interesting. She got some of the same. She got the same. Ain't that crazy, guys? I can't make the messages up, right? So she got a lot of 4s in her reading, right? So that also definitely solidifies in her messages of, you know, her making some permanent changes. Because 4 represents home. It's a 4 corners, you know, because a square is a complete square. No closed off. So she's making some huge decisions right now. Because this is the 4 of cups and the focal point here, 4 coins. And you know, when you think about that, that's uncluttering your life. Remember, that's about the projects and all of those things that, you know, could have been kind of mediocre, maybe not as successful as she deemed in her mind should be, right? She's also a Capricorn moon, if I could remember. So this is definitely a lesson time for her, right? Because moon is home. That's the house of home on the chart. So definitely some huge moments of introspect and enlightenment for Miss Sydney Sweeney, okay? And it's interesting because it's here in her messages. And I like the fact that that came out as the focal point, and I'll go back to that in a second because I'm going to go ahead and unpack. But let me finish turning the cards over. And then we're going to get into her love life. But we'll ask the energy around Zendaya and Tom Holland since I looked them up. So we're going to also look into that energy as well. And we'll ask the energy around her and how that was with Zendaya too. Okay? So all of these are this way. And I'll keep those this way, so I can see them. And then we'll do this. She got a 9 spread. This her 2026 messages, y'all. She got an even number of 9 cards. And this is closing out 2026 to see what's, you know, the energy now and ahead, like what we may see come for her or happen in the energy of her, right? First card is the moon. And remember I said that's crazy because the first card of her other one was the sun. What's the odds? The moon and the sun. Remember I said, you know, it was in reverse. So it's like, what did I need to do to make, you know, turn my star back up, you know, upwards, right? Forwards. In an upright where I can shine. But the moon is about mental clarity. And that's always in her. So this is her messages. So heading into closing out this 9 cycle, this is the energy of her releasing her fears, releasing the anxieties, right? Again, I said Hermit card is going to bring that spiritual enlightenment over her. And while she's going through these lessons to be learned, and listen, everybody's lessons are different. Her lessons, everybody money, when you in that energy, it's not broke. It's just money on another level, right? So she still got opposition in that energy. So this is about her also finding out some things that she didn't know about. Learning some new things about people, places, or things going forward. And messages of her also, you know, will possibly, let me see. Yeah, they'll be revealed. She decluttering her life right now, which is right on time. We only a week away. But this is the energy that she already been in, right? Because we saw that in her cards. So in this Saturn season, she is making a pivot, a huge pivotal change going forward. You know, this is about understanding that less is more. And y'all gonna see that. Because she's re-evaluating her life. She re-evaluating her priorities. You know, she's really looking at everything right now and taking it all in. Because she hasn't reached her complete goals, the ones she has set for herself, right? She's reached a plateau, but it's obviously she has some, you know, there's some more goals. There's some more things that, you know, she wants to really, is passionate about. All those wands were also in the messages. The Lovers is here. Again, this is that relationship, right? And I'm going to say something. I don't know about her having babies. She young. But it's a few messages that are here that that's possible for her next year, you know? But for the most part, definitely new projects, new creative projects, right? Her and Scooter Braun they match, guys. You know, they have a good connection with one another. Believe it or not, I guess, you know, people say they two villains, but those are two villains that actually align. And I think he got a lot of Cancer energy in his chart, right? So he can probably bring a certain level of sensitivity to her. Critical energy, you know? But they do align. It's here in the messages, right? And they align sexually well too. The Three of Coins is here, right? And it's interesting because it's like, it's going to be some messages coming out. Now, I don't know, Miss Sweeney, if, you know, it's a situation where, because this Three of Coins is, you know, in reverse. 3 is a crowd. 3 is a crowd. We didn't pull his, we didn't pull hers yet. But it still keep coming up in the messages. Moon means messages could be coming out about that. About either one of them, possibly. You know, having other things going on. That's allegedly. You know, as this is a 2026, what we talking about, right? She has the Judgment card, and that's interesting. Because also in that Three of Coins, this is she's making it a key point to make the right connections, right? With the Lovers coming up right away as well. This doesn't necessarily mean, you know, just her love life. It just represents, you know, her teaming up, partnering, and making the right partnerships and connections. You know, so she can turn this Three of Coins around. Which were projects that she worked on that weren't as successful last year. She is in a real mindset of, with this Judgment card, she looking, she knows, she does feel a way, you know, of what she showed up as, or what, you know, how sometimes, like I said, when you get the enlightenment energy, it's like, now, I did that, for real, I did that shit to somebody. Oh, for real? All right. You know, like, I need to get my shit together. And this is about needing you to step it up. You know? She in the learning phase of karmic lessons right now. So at the end of the day, she moving in the energy to step it up. You got the King of Swords here. Again, this enlightenment is bringing her a lot of mental clarity. This is allowing her to truly see, you know, how she been carrying on. But something in the energy, guys, about, it's a situation where Let me see. Because she got 2 cards, justice and judgment. And even though it's in this order, it's all right here. It's interesting. This is karmic lessons. And at the end of the day, moving forward, the energy that she carries, she got to learn from these lessons because it's here in the messages, right? The reason why I'm pausing and understand, right, because messages come through, right? But this is an energy that she can damn near do a Nicki Minaj next year. You know, get into an energy of you get what I'm saying? Like a like the energy she in with that campaign about the blue jeans or the denim, right? And this will be an energy of being canceled. You already done did some things to rub people the wrong way, and that's why you viewed the way you viewed. But in these messages, this is the energy of not learning the lesson. And whatever this is that is going to be revealed or come out about you is going, girl, judgment is here. Ain't that interesting that judgment is right by justice? So it's some shit in 2026 that she may do, guys, that cause her to be canceled. And remember, she had the 8 of Swords on the table too. That's both acting like you the victim. You know, guilt, blame, avoiding the karma. But the messages are here. So the messages of you and the mindset right now, it's like even though it's mental clarity here, I'm as the cards push through, this is more about a situation that's hidden, right? They got to do with her and somebody else that can be revealed. Pentacles is work. She may deal with somebody or might be dealing with somebody that she worked with. That's in the messages too, right? Or ahead in, 2026. And it can even be someone who she decide to date, maybe. Lover's energy right here. And Scooter Braun already in that energy where people looking at her sideways for dealing with him. Judgment is here. Justice is here. So that could be the situation with him. Maybe he got some things coming up that's going to come down on him hard. And maybe it can kind of trickle down and affect her. It's in the messages. Or she can break up with him and maybe whoever she may date, possibly if this is the situation, date in the future, this gonna cause her ass to be canceled. People gonna be like, we done had enough, bitch. Because it's in the messages. You got the 7 of Cups. You got the 6 of Swords, right? Which is gonna leave her with a lot of ways of, she's gonna be looking for all type of situations. And when that 7 of Cups, it's like everything is going on all at once. She's going to be fighting for clarity. But these bad decisions, this 7 of Cups in reverse, bad decisions cause trouble. 6 of Swords. storm brewing. It's like whatever situation you got coming ahead, Sydney, in relationship wise, you might want to rethink whoever it is. If you not, I don't know if they gonna get married or what. Her and Scooter Braun, we finna go. Let's pull their cards, cause these messages are coming up in here, and you can see them. But if it is new, if it ain't already him, something about his business practices, you know, which I think he already done had a few issues, but it looks like more ahead or something like that, right? Which trickles down to her. It affects her. She love her money. That's that Capricorn moon. The next month or so, or by the next new moon energy in 2026, she's gonna pop out. You guys are gonna see her. Ain't it award season coming up? That might be the messages right here, you know, showing up for that energy. And remember, I said new project, so she can come to the table and, you know, reveal a new project that she's been dealing with and working on, right? Remember, she had a lot of aces. Again, this is her creative projects. She's going to experience some challenges, but it's an energy of, I don't know when it comes to that love life, but as far as her career goes, it's about lessons being learned and setting some new, you know, a change of the group. Remember I say a new cycle begins. That's the new moon. She making changes in her partnerships, relationships, the people she dealing with. Two of Cups energy too can also be, again, her and that man can end, and she can start with someone new. She gonna do something to piss y'all off more. I'm thinking she gonna learn her lesson, because she going through it right now. But it's an energy of, you know better, but you actually got to do better. That's the messages of her cards, right? You know better, but you actually got to do better. And if you don't do better, the Seven of Cups was there. She got decisions to make, okay? Because we ain't nothing but a week out, and we're headed into New Year, really just a few weeks away. And it's just the bottom line that not about the short period of time, but it's just about closing out a cycle, going into a new cycle. And in her life, she got a lot of decisions that got to be made. They got to do with relationships, because this is going to either make or break her going forward. That's the energy of her messages. Seven of Wands here. And, of course, I had already looked at it, and that's what sealed it with the end of the cards. Page of Swords is that mouth, or continue to do stuff. You know, that passive-aggressive, do some shit that rub people the wrong way, but then you don't address it, right? And you make it hard for people to want to support you. You make it hard for people to want to fuck with you. She got a critical, challenging energy. And she's sneaky. She's sneaky. The messages are here. She may have some underlying stuff going on. She might do stuff under the table. Maybe what you see Scooter Braun on the top, but on these messages, there's other things going on. So let's see what's going on in her love life. Let's ask about her and Scooter Braun right now. How about that? Because these messages are interesting from her. I don't know her, but these are her messages. She got that home energy. That could be that she might still play around with that man. Because that's who she was with the longest, right? He would represent like a home or a stable energy, right? Mm-hmm. Please give me that. Please give me that. Oh, Sydney Sweeney. On her. Her and Scooter Braun. The nature of their relationship and the energy right now. Right now, all right, my nose itching. We getting some messages, ain't we? Nature of their relationship. See this man, Scooter Braun. Okay? Get the energy around that. Thank you, Spirit. See this man, Scooter Braun. Relationship and the energy around that relationship, right? So let's line it up. It came out just like that, huh? Wow, let's add same messages. That's crazy. Let's unpack. It's already interesting too. Okay. Got that judgment again in the moon. Y'all see that? Ooh, she got a lot of these cards she already got. They just came out a different way. I'm asking the current energy of them right now. Child. That Seven of Cups came right back out. Decisions. That's got to be made. First card in their energy, right? She thinking about all the different ways and all the different energy and all the situation with their relationship, about their relationship, all of the things. So she looking at it now. I would say in Virgo fashion, looking at every aspect of how beneficial this relationship is to me. How much does he mean to me? Do I really care about him? This what he got going on. This what he's done. She looking at all of that. It's all in the messages, right? But something about the energy, it's like he probably started off strong, you know, gift giving, all of the things, right? Something about him and his business practices, because this Six of Pentacles is in reverse, right? And this is about reciprocity, you know, give, but also receive, right? You got the Nine of Pentacles here in reverse. which is it's a few different messages. Sorry for the pause, right? But when you see these cards together, it's a lot of different things going on with them. Okay, so he could be experiencing, or either one, again, not broke, but it's some energy around finances, right? And it could be underhanded business practices in how you receive the finances. Okay? It's here in the messages, right? I mean, I just don't want to call nobody. So let me say the words like this. It's in the messages, guys, that it's possible that Sydney Sweeney could go deal with somebody who has power, right? And she could do something strange for a little bit of change, allegedly, in regards to her career, her success, and how she viewed. But when this is in reverse, you a hoe. You got some shit going on. And you're not a good person. And that's allegedly, I don't want to say that, but this is in the energy. She can do something. She could deal with someone else. Or this could just be him. Like I said, he don't have no good business practices, and it's coming up. And again, judgment is here. I'm telling you, it's something in these messages with the moon, and some shit about to come out with them. Or her situation. I don't know. It's between Sydney, because this is about you and him. And we do know for a fact that everybody already side-eyes their connection. It's like this the energy of give or take away. Give and take away. Like started off strong, but now it's the energy of you on, he holding back. They could be separated right now. Because they got a lot of messages in here of taking a break. I saw them together at Thanksgiving. But this is the energy between now and 2026 where they could be dealing with each other right now. But based on these situations ahead, something about them finances going to come out. Something about somebody else doing something else is going to be revealed, because the moon is here and judgment is here. And it's sitting in the upright. This is about, like, 4 of Pentacles in reverse is like negative attachments, right? It's like the energy that'll drive you to do these things. Because this is, when you see the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, that's strings attached. That's agreeing to give something with strings attached. And it lines right up with the 9 of Pentacles. Because the 9 of Pentacles is the energy of, I'll go ahead and do. It's an agreement. I understand the strings attached. Let's do it. That's that energy, right? But it brings judgment. And it's like deception. It's going to be revealed. This is also finances. Again, she got a lot of messages in finances. She got to buckle down. And that was in her messages in this 2026 year. It's not about being broke, but it's about not being wasteful. It's about, being more conservative when it comes to her resources. Because all the different projects that you put your energy into, you just learned a hard lesson. Every project you do may not be successful. So you got to make plans. It's some recovery energy here. She got new projects on the rise, and it's lessons to be learned. I don't know what she gonna do about her. She got the, like I said, it's in the messages. Let's just hope that she lean on the side of right and decide to ascend and move forward and not stay in the negative energy. You know, because you're gonna see, you'll see it. We're gonna see it go one way or the other for her in 2026. The Four of Swords is here again. That's like taking a break with that Knight of Cups in reverse, right? And that same message just came out. That's what was in her other cards. He be playing games. 9 of Cups in reverse. He may even tell her shit like, hey, I need time to myself. One of them type of people. Look at that message. News is coming out. You got the Page of Wands as the focal point. So we're gonna hear about her new projects ahead. But she got some decisions to make. And she got some revisions that she got to make. And I'm talking about revisions in finance and revision in character. It's all in her messages because judgment is here. And if she don't pull through, you know, it's going to end up putting her in a situation. Messages are here, though. Look at that. When I pull from the top of the deck and the bottom of the deck. This is their relationship. That's betrayal. That's deception. And isn't that the same card she got, the Hermit? The Hermit is separation. But look at the back, it's turned. So this will be a possibility where we may see them part ways in 2026. Because she got, look, it's in her messages. She got karmic lessons coming on. Saturn is here. We in Saturn season again. I can't stress it enough. And it's in her messages. But the one thing about the 10 is, you know, that's the ending, over, done, right? And then this is about, again, decisions got to be made. 7 of Cups for you to get to a place of enlightenment. It can go one or two ways. If she just, look, judgment. She had justice. Balance, right? Decision. You got to get on the right side. If you get on the right side, success awaits you. You get on the wrong side, you're going to see the outcome. It's simple. It's like that's what her messages are. And even with the relationship. And look, that's like midways. So something can happen that can cause that. And it's clear. You still got the Lovers in reverse. And you still got the energy of what? All those decisions. It's also about walking away. We're going to hear some stuff about them, or her, and some situations coming out in the future. Again, I think they said he's all the way divorced, but I'm telling you, it's messages in here clear and clear. Let's ask how he feel about her. Let's see. Let's use this deck. She like what he has to offer. That's also in the messages. Let's see what his energy is. What's his current energy and the energy around her? And them, the two of them. Okay, damn. We have 41 minutes. Let's do this, and we'll ask about the Zendaya and Tom Holland thing, and we'll do the messy cards. Okay, look at that. Okay. Let's get this one. Okay. That's interesting. Same card. That's interesting. Look, these cards are cards that when I pull her energy, right, and it just backed it up, what we were talking about, that I forgot that was sitting here. 10 of Wands, right? Challenges. And the 2 of Swords. Indecisions. Being, you know, it's a clear warning, but it's also paying attention to the red flags, right? Queen of Swords, again, that's that critical energy, right? But it's also about gossip with the 2 of Coins. I'm telling you, it's something about her and relationships that's it's messages here, and we gonna hear it. It's gonna hit the fan. I love that thing called the blind item. I'm gonna go look at them. I think it's a podcast. Y'all check them out. They are so dope. I'm gonna use them for one of the clips when whatever, depending on what we talk about. Maybe they'll have some up there about Taylor and Travis and all, because I'm gonna do them too next. But that energy she got to work on it. But it's a situation, I'm telling you, in regards to her relationships, right? Because they're in the messages. Let's see how he feels. That nigga is a boss, baby. He a big old motherfucking boss. Baby, he came out as the fucking boss. The fuck you mean? I'm talking about right on site. Bitch, what? I'm the man. He came out dick hanging, baby. Let me put this up. He really like her, y'all. Look at the focal point, 6 of Cups. He look at her like a soulmate energy, right? First of all, he come in standing on business, baby. He the boss, emperor, out the gate. And I think I'm almost positive he a father and, you know, got children, but this is a man of power. This is a man of, you know, a certain stature, a certain level. He's established, okay? And he gets the motherfucking job done. And I'm going to say something. He can get the job done by any means necessary. That's what the emperor do. Understand he going to get the job done, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Remember that. So we can already see he be with the shits when it comes to business practices. But his success lies in that, because that's how he comes. He coming in the energy like that, right? Star energy, right? He look at her as he really, really likes this. He really likes her, y'all. She gives him a sense of calm. It's a certain energy that he has contentment when he around her. It's crazy because her message is completely opposite of his. The sun is here. He feels like she's a star. A beautiful star. And really, technically, that's what she is, right? He has fun with her. He feels optimistic energy when he's around her. It's a certain, warmth that she gives. It's a certain energy around him. Again, it's like calming energy, right? He's content. It's interesting because the sun, again, tells a story. It'll shine light on a situation, right? The death card is here. And it's about, endings. And then new beginnings come in, right? So this is a cycle of change. And this is the energy, to me, when it comes to him, 5 of Wands, right? Through any opposition that they go through, it's something in the energy of them. They're going to come to, it's like, this is how he feels about her, right? But he's still a man first. Because it's in the messages. He came out as the emperor gunning in the gate, right? But when you look at this card, with conflict, something is going to cause them to come to an ending. Remember, that's in her messages through and through and through. Now we asking about his. So with death and the 5 of Wands, this is like personality clashes. This is the energy of, opposition. It's conflict and arguing. Because this man be doing other things. Or vice versa. We don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But he also has a strong attraction to her, y'all. It's in the messages. And death could mean maybe they'll hit a tower moment and get to a place that he wants to take it to the next level. He could propose to her. He could. Maybe they may take a small break on some level because that hermit keeps showing up in the messages. Maybe for both of them, if they take a small break, remember the 4 swords was right there. Okay? So, it's all of, that's what dating is all about. Okay, you date me and we may be seeming like we exclusive, but clearly you still had loose ends that you need to tie up. It's in the messages. It even say this on this card, Winter Solstice. Find the light within. It says, tie up loose ends. She might find out about something, And look, 6 of Cups is remembering past, right? Remembering the past. Somebody from the past he could get caught up with. That can cause a pause, right? Bring stress. 9 of Swords. Emotional anguish. Okay? The Hangman. Cause y'all to hit a where you stop. You break up. Right? The Tower. Boom. This five of Wands, the conflict from what brought the chaos brings this stress and a breakup and the Tower moment. But since it's in reverse, the Tower has happened, right? And so then the 9 of Wands comes in and it's like, okay, is this, you did this, I don't like it. Maybe, like I said, they'll come into some situations that'll create an opposition that'll cause a break. But when the break happens, it could be a small break, but it'll give time apart to see the value in it. Is this worth fighting for? Are you the person that I really, really, really want to be with? It's in the messages. And he decides to fight for it. So this is the cycle that we can see happened between Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun going into, you know, the timing of 2026. Because 9 of Wands is fighting for it. Wheel of Fortune is new cycle. Remember I said, this is about cycle. Death, old ways. Take the break. Tower moment here. Alright, I don't like what you did. You don't like what I did. So we will come together. It's a test of faith. The star is there too. It ties into the messages, right? And then we decide slowly, okay, and we get to the wheel. Are we going to move forward? Right? But this had to happen in order for y'all to get to this place. Because the Ace of Cups is here. And the Ace of Cups was in her messages in the very beginning. But maybe it's all the challenges that's going to go on for them to get to a stable place. Because it's love in the energy. And he fooled with her. Remember I said I like to see them cups on the table because they tell the story of how you truly feel. Right? The Hermit again. Something about this energy is truly, if it ends, it's lessons in this. It's karmic lessons, okay? Period. King of Cups. 8 of Cups. Both in reverse. He gonna get caught up in some shit, I'm telling you. Because that's the messages. And he can be nasty too. So both of them got ways about them. And it's in the messages too. So when they have a disagreement, the 5 of Wands, it's passionate. It's up and stuck. And that's what caused the break. Because it's like both of them come. Look, he came in Emperor energy. Strong. They both strong. She a star. He the Emperor. Right? So what starts off as good, the truth starts to seep in, and the truth comes out, and the messages unravel. And at the end of the day, he still, and his message is still gonna be who he gonna be. She's the one who's gonna be going through changes, and we gotta see. We're gonna see whether those changes are gonna be for the good or for the better, right? So let's ask the energy. Let's get a 3-card pull because it's over an hour. Just that fast. Damn. Let's ask about the Zendaya. Okay. Let's clear the energy. Because they said that they fell out on the set. I don't know which set it was, but it was rumored that they did not like each other. And one of the rumors was that, you know, she made a Sydney Sweeney must have did something inappropriate with Tom Holland, right? So let's ask. We'll do a 3-card one. How does Sydney Sweeney Sydney backstab her. Let's see what we feel about her. 23. About ZENDAYA. Let's see. Oh, okay. That I can tell you they ain't friends, baby. That's a fact, okay? And it's so funny because the 3 of Cups is in reverse. Is that not hilarious? So they don't fool with each other. And yes, she did do something inappropriate that pissed Zendaya off, because the Three of Cups is in reverse, which would be Tom Holland, right? And the way that Zendaya feel about her baby is cold as ice right here. Winter solstice, okay? And with that new moon, the messages came out. She found out. Because the Eight of Coins is at work. Don't Spirit got... Hey, y'all. Spirit got a sense of humor. Y'all have got to laugh at home sometimes when we see these messages like that. Can you believe that? Inappropriate at work, girl. And no, Zendaya do not fool with you. She don't fuck with you on no level, Sydney Sweeney, okay? Wheel of Fortune. No, girl. And the Seven of Wands. Oh, my God. She want to make amends. She would love to get on new level playing field. But again, Sydney Sweeney, that Wheel of Fortune keep coming up. Karmic lessons, baby girl. She is in a space of that right now. I'm telling you. Okay? And so this is the energy of I don't fool with you. And when they see each other, they avoid each other and go in the opposite direction. That's the fact. And Zendaya don't fuck with her on no level. The messages be messaging. Ain't that funny? That is hilarious. Let's ask if I don't even know if Zendaya with Tom Holland. Let's just see what's up with her. Let's get a 3-card pull on her current energy. We're gonna go all into it, but let's just get Zendaya current energy while we here. Flip a card right quick. And then we're gonna get the messy cards. Cause baby, we done got us a handful. We could do a separate reading too on Zendaya, but I just pulled up the astrology of them because I wanted to, it was such a focal point on them not getting along and why, because of this situation. So I just wanted to see. So let's see. Let's just get a quick one since we here. A Zendaya. We'll just get her current energy. We already know that they do not fool with each other because it came right up. I'm talking about in the shortest message possible, right? Energy. Pretty girl. Pretty girl. That's a pretty girl. Zendaya. Okay. Zendaya. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Zendaya, baby. Is pushing through right now. She got 8 too. That's funny. You'll hear news about her, but she's in a place right now. Also, she working, and you know what? She could be working hard right now on some things, like literally. When you see that. And she could be facing a few obstacles, but the position of this right here, the energy of this 10, is about perseverance. It's about understanding everything that's in front of you, but you are attacking it head on, okay? So even if she's experiencing any somewhat, because it's just a quick energy read on her, she's going to continue to, forge forward, right? Any challenges, she's forging forward. 7 of Coins energy, it could be a time too where when you see that Seven of Pentacles, again, she could be experiencing some obstacles and heavy loads, right? But she also is taking into account as she goes into a new season, right? Working on new movies, Page of Swords, you know what I'm saying? New projects. She's looking at whatever projects that she's done that weren't so successful. She's going over it now and saying, okay, well, if this didn't work out, she's looking at why it didn't work. So she working on what she can do to successfully move forward, right? Into her new projects. She got an energy too with that Eight of Cups in the position that it's in. I don't know who she dating right now, but it's the energy where I don't know if she's still with Tom Holland. I don't know. We got to do a messages on Zendaya. But Zendaya got energy too here where she might be doing some things for all the wrong reasons in relationship energy. Because the messages are here, right? But as far as in the energy, she learning some lessons and making some changes. But at the same time, we're going to hear some news. Don't be surprised, you know, if y'all hear some things about her at the top of 2026, okay? Because this is the internet right there. And she, like you said, and let me say this, she, even in her messages of heavy load, she could be learning new things too. She could be learning something new. Something that will make her load lighter. Because it was heavy load. But Page of Swords is about knowledge, right? So it's like you learn in the energy she's making the decisions to course correct, right? But at the end of the day, she got the Knight of Coins here. That's an offer, right? And she's a star. So she's going to move forward. She hard working. That's what I said. And she persistent. And that's also Virgo energy, right? And let me say this. In this energy of heavy load work and making changes and, you know, looking at things that didn't work and how you're going to move forward into this new year, new season to be more successful, to execute her goals in the way that she sees them. She's going to seize the day because she's getting prepared for stardom. She already a star, but what I'm saying is we're going to see her level up. And she may also be taking some type of, you know, connected to nature. She could be having a moment of like yoga energy. You know, I don't know about Zendaya. I got to read about her, but it's in the energy, right? Tapping more into her spiritual energy. And even when you get bogged down and you get heavy loads and you face obstacles, it's the energy around her, you know, finding inspiration. And so she's going to lighten her load, you know. And she's going to do some meditation energy and different things that keep her grounded. And she got good things ahead. And the thing is, that's what it's all about. It's all about, okay, Seven of Pentacles, all this shit didn't work out. I did this, I did that, I did that. That wasn't successful. This is better for me. I can go over here to do this and boom. News comes out. We're going to see some new projects and they're going to be successful for her in 2026. Y'all see that? And she's going to make her a coin. So go ahead, Zendaya, baby. All right, so let's do some messy cards and then we're going to get on up out of here. I think we done got us a whole lot of energy on Miss Sydney Sweeney, Scooter Braun, and all of them. And it is for sure understood, baby, that, what's her name? Do not fool with, they do not fool with each other. Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney are not friends, okay? Allegedly. And really don't even want to be co-workers, allegedly. How about that, right? So let's pull from our deck and see what we get out of them, honey. That's interesting. I I didn't even do them other cards. We'll use those. I'm going to do SYDNEYSWEENEY too. He said he was having some energy with his thoughts and mental. So we're going to tap into that too next. So we're going to do that. Virgo sun, Virgo sun, Virgo sun, baby. So let's see. We got it. You know I like to start with my cups first. So let's see what we got here. Miss SYDNEYSWEENEY. Okay. This message went long, y'all. It's all good. But yeah, let's enjoy it. Happy holidays again to y'all too, okay? All right, messages. Okay, damn. All right, all right. Conglomerate and stuff. Okay. Okay, and let's just do school time. Let's see this. There we go. That pile is there. They got some messages out of that one. Okay, thank you, Sweeney. Sweeney Braun, Sweeney, Sweeney Braun, Sweeney, Sweeney. Okay. Okay. All right, that's what we're gonna get. It seems like you want a whole lot to come out of them, but we'll take it. We're gonna take it. All right, now let's do this last one. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get it. Let's see what we got. There's a few more. A few more messages. Okay. That's why. All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. Top of the deck, bottom. Look. Okay. Let's turn them off so we can see what's up, y'all. They got a few messages, don't they? Okay. So we got graduation day, leveling up, lessons learned, acquired wisdom. I think everybody kind of got that energy in an instant, you know, in a sense, because again, we are headed into a new year. And remember, I said she got a lot of that hermit card, so it's a lot in that energy. So that's true. Lift off, fast action, progression forward. The wait is over, okay? She's gonna be pushing forward. Keep it 100. Honesty, showing true colors, transparent intentions. Remember I said somebody about to see the real somebody, okay? And it's coming out, I'm telling you. Thirsty, seeking attention, needing validation, desperate or pushy. I told you his energy was like a possessive type of vibe. So that's interesting. Roller coaster, full of highs and lows, off and on again, hot and cold. Y'all, I said, I know I ain't crazy. I keep saying it in the messages with them. Did I not? Skirt, quick getaway, the runner, escaping, you know. Somebody might be, like I said, he got some things going on, Scooter Braun. Morning after, up all night, late night rendezvous, spending the night. You know, could be the energy between them and how they, you know, connect and move, you know. Last straw, limitations, breaking point, overwhelmed. I'm telling you, it was a tower in those cards. Bossing up, self-empowerment, independently living, and leading the pack, okay? Remember I said her new project's going to be successful if she make them changes like that first card said, learn them lessons. I can't make up her messages. Not today, left on red, not in the mood, avoidance. I'm telling you, it was a lot of isolation and separation cards in those messages. Throwing hands, disagreements, hostility and animosity, conflict and fighting. The Five of Wands was present, remember? Conflict is here. You see it in the messages. Yearning, missing someone, reminiscing. Somebody, I'm telling you, that soulmate, that past energy was there. Remember that card, y'all? My boo, official status, exclusive relationships, seeing each other openly. Okay, now, which we know that's what they're doing now, but I don't know if there's somebody gonna be new after if they end or if they continue to, you know, move forward. Or that's how he feel about her, my boo. Make-believe, fantasy, feeding into illusions, disappointment. I'm telling you, all them Seven of Cups kept coming down. Chemistry, fuego, intense passion. Things are heating up. They do have a very passionate connection. I said that. I said this. I said that in the cards. I saw it in their messages. Remember? Okay, so the next deck up, and we got hour and 14 minutes on this. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, we get in there. Miss SYDNEYSWEENEY and Scooter Braun. Receive, open. I said gifts, didn't I? Look, a storm is coming. That's that tower. Unexpected. Can't make the messages up. Change is happening and courage is there. Do y'all see that? Wow. She got a lot of those messages. That's like that 8 of Cups. Messages in her dreams and more intuitive. The moon. Also that star card, right? Transcendence. Unity. Lifting herself up. Look. Elevating. If she so chooses to. The energy is very present. And again, remember I said she's trying to right her wrongs in even personal and business relationships. Unity is here, right? Shadow side, moon, the dark night. Remember I said he got some shit with him. And I said she could be going through the dark night of the soul. Did I not say? I can't make it up, y'all. And I said it's a shadow side to her, right? It's in the messages. Thoughts and isolating. That could be separation. I'm telling you that on and off, that hot and cold. But something about her, higher self activation. Send the messages. Okay. The messages do back up the messages, don't they? All right. Let's see what they got in these. These are cute. I always like these. Okay, so energy vampires. Draining connection, toxic influence, protect your energy, time to cut cords. That was those lover cards in reverse. Remember, that's just the energy of, again, like I said, she can even be releasing some that don't serve her. But at the same time, she's still going to be working on and making right whatever was wrong. Booked and busy, productivity high, full schedule, no time to waste, success on the calendar. I said it, didn't I? She's going to be moving forward. Deep fake. Okay, so this is, to be this funny, this card. Convincing lies, altered truths, virtual deception, seeing is no longer believing. That Knight of Cups, that man be running the mind games, Scooter Braun. Bag secured. I'm telling you, she got some money. She gonna do some things. Achieving goals, mission accomplished, financial stability, got it locked. Unbothered, peace despite chaos, calm attitude, detachment from negativity, not my drama. That's how Zendaya felt. Bitch, I'm out. I do not fuck with you. Period. Okay? She do not fool with her. Let me see. Real, look at that. Real, fake, commitment issues, afraid to settle down, avoiding intimacy, fear of loss of freedom is complicated. Sydney could have commitment issues. It was kind of in her messages, wasn't it? But then again, he could. Divine timing, patience required, trust in the process, perfect timing, and when it's meant to be. Okay, everything in divine timing. Situationship, unclear boundaries, mixed signals, more than friends, less than lovers. What are we? Somebody else got something else going on, I'm telling you. It's in the messages. Influencer status, social recognition, online fame, power to influence, swipe up. I'm telling you, going forward, she gonna move. She got new projects. It's there, and these are gonna be better than what she had going on. Poker face, hiding true feelings, impossible to read, emotionally detached. You'll never know. That's the energy too that she exudes. Catfish, pretending to be someone else online. Fake profile, deceptive images, not who you think I am. Again, this could just be the energy of, everybody got a different side to them. All right? So this could be the energy of them seeing the other side of each other. And that may cause a break. That could bring conflict because you get to finally experience and see who the person is on each end of the, on each side of the coin. And that'll make you really decide if you're going to deal with a motherfucker or not too. Y'all know that. That's the truth. Ghosted, sudden disappearance without explanation, left hanging, seen but ignored, abrupt silence. Some point they take break. We can't get enough of them messages, right? And the tea gonna get spilled. So get ready. Remember, it was in the messages. Secrets exposed, gossip spread, and leaked information. Oops, it's out. And they had plenty of moons in those messages. Bounce back, resilience after setbacks. A lot of people getting this. Recovering quickly, determination to rise again. Can't keep me down. Remember, I said she had some projects that ain't been so successful, but she got success ahead. Recharge, mental rest, emotional recovery, taking a break, come back stronger. Remember I said it's the holidays, energy, something about her taking a break because the Hermit was there, and that is Virgo energy. So that was it on Miss Sydney Sweeney and her escapades with Mr. Scooter Braun and possibly, maybe, allegedly, a little Glenn Powell too. Who knows? But we will see. Keep our eyes out, and we're gonna see what happens ahead. So I love you guys. I have truly enjoyed y'all. And this is the end of this one. But look out for Casa Night. And again, y'all messages. So keep your notification bells on. Peace and love. I'll see you guys soon. Enjoy y'all holidays. Christmas Eve coming up and Christmas Day. And I'll be here. I think I'm going to go live. So I'll see y'all soon. Thanks for watching The Common Corner Show. Peace and love, soul family. And I'll see you guys in the next one.